Hello, I'm Emiko TAKENOUCHI, an associate professor of Research Institute for Japanese Traditional Music in Kyoto City University of Arts. My theme is Music for the Samurai Class during the Edo period. The cases of Hirosaki domain. Now I start. Japanese representative traditional music are Gagaku, No, and Kabuki. It is basically said that these types of music were shared by three different levels of feudal society. Gagaku is the music of court nobles. No is the music of samurai, and Kabuki music was shared by common people. However, it is more complicated than it seems. One of the most commonly expressed reasons is that these three types of music were established during different times. Gagaku is the oldest music of these. It is established in Heian period. No was established in Muromachi period, and Kabuki music was started in Edo period. But these types of music didn't become obsolete. They also were continued in the next period. Therefore, the music during the Edo period had great variety. My presentation is intended to explain the music of the samurai during the Edo period. As I've just mentioned, it is said that the music for the class of samurai is the No music. However, it is known that the upper class of samurai were familiar with not only No, but also some other types of music for several reasons. The first on the list is Gagaku. Gagaku is used as the general terms of music that was played at the imperial court during Heian period. It was imported from the Tang dynasty of China. Gagaku is divided into three classes. The first is the Bugaku. It is a dance music that came from the Tang dynasty, but it changed to Japanese style. This change was called kokufuka. The second is the Kuniburi no Utamai. It is traditional Japanese music. The third is kayo. It was commonly played by court nobles. There are Japanese poems saibara, Chinese poems ro-ei. These two types of poems are arranged in Chinese-style music. Kangen is an instrumental style of music, bugaku piece without dance. Kangen is also included in kayo because it was a custom proper to Japanese court nobles, not Chinese. When the Edo shogunate was started by Tokugawa Ieyasu, he decided that Confucianism became the code of mental conduct for samurai. Before that time, Confucianism was barely continued in Buddhism, Zen. After Tokugawa Ieyasu talked with a Confucian scholar, Fujiwara Seika, he invited Seika's disciple, Hayashi Razan, and Tokugawa Ieyasu set Confucianism as the foundation of study of samurai. Hayashira-san opened a school of Confucianism, which became the public school of Edo shogunate. It was called Shoheizaka Gakumonjo. The shogun of the 8th dynasty was Tokugawa Yoshimune. He encouraged to study of many different subjects. After that, a lot of schools were established in each clan, Han. They were called Hanko. These schools were for upper-class samurai in each clan. Confucianism, mathematics, astronomy, military science, medical science, martial arts, etc. were taught there. Music was also taught at some of the schools. The reason why music was taught at the school was due to Confucianism. One of the basic themes in Confucianism is the Reigak philosophy. Reigak philosophy is an ancient Chinese philosophy emphasizing propriety, lei, and music, gaku. Music was taught to pursue and practice the gaku philosophy. The music that they played was Gagaku. It was stated that Kumazawa Banzan said the gaku is equivalent to Gagaku. Kumazawa Banzan was a famous Confucian scholar in the Middle Edo period. His theories were succeeded by Ogyu Sorai. Ogyu Sorai was also a famous Confucian scholar. But after that, though Banzan's theories were negated by Ogyu Sorai, Gagaku continued to be taught in school as the Gaku philosophy. So, after the theories were negated, samurai continued to play Gagaku. Keikokan was the school of the Hirosaki domain. Keikokan was established in Kansei 6, 1794. The subjects that were taught at the school were Confucianism, Japanese classical literature, military science, mathematics, calligraphy, astronomy, almanac study, Western studies, martial arts, and music. They had taught the music subject as Gagaku since the beginning and continued to the end of Edo period. Students play Gagaku at Sekiten in the school. Sekiten is a ceremony to worship Confucius, which had taken place in the spring at the Confucius Muslim. This is Sekiten in Ashikaga Gakko.
強船の儀、
皇子様とその皇帝にお供え物をする儀式です。 などを備えます。お供え物は左右対で備えます。次は丸い形という器で、中はと同じものが入っております。
They played Gagaku during the Sekten ceremony. So I return to talk about Keikokan. Students played Gagaku to their feudal lord at least 4 times. Among 3 of 4 times, there was a book written with specific content of concerts. According to the book, there were almost 10 players at each concert. All players were students or teachers of Keikokan. Only one person played 3 times, and a few people played 2 times, and the other person played 1 time. They also played Kangen 3 times, but Bugaku Ryō was only played 1 time. They played the same piece of music of Sekiten at the concert, but they also played another piece of music too, for example, Seigaiha. The book says that they played 9 pieces of Gagaku music. But there are some music books of Gagaku in Hirosaki Library. There are many pieces of music in this book. So we can understand from these books that students could play many pieces of Gagaku. The library also have many books of Guchin or Mingaku. Guchin is a traditional musical instrument and music that originated in China. Mingaku is a Chinese music of Ming Dynasty. These types of music were related with research of the Reigaku philosophy like Gagaku. It was spread among samurai society. Ogyu Sorai negated the theory that Gagaku was equivalent to Reigaku philosophy. As a result, he researched Guchin had a connection with Reigaku philosophy. He not only did research but also played Guchin. His student imitated him and played Guchin. With that, custom of playing gujin spread to Japanese Confucian. That gujin music also should be learned by upper samurai society. The Hirosaki Library had such music books. This shows that samurai of Hirosaki domain learned to play gujin by themselves, not from the school. By the way, in Edo, Gagaku became a kind of culture in the most highly class of samurai. Not only shogunal vassal Hatamoto or feudal lord daimyo, but also shogun held many Gagaku concerts. Feudal lords of Hirosaki domain were not exception to this. They attended these concerts and they listened to the performance of their subordinates. In the study of Japanese cultural literature, Kokugaku, that scholars the students studied Gagaku because this was a type of Gagaku that had a kind of Japanese ancient music. This included Edo shogunate made Gagaku prayers to restore the old style of Gagaku. As a result, they restored Saibara and they made the ensemble music of Gagaku and Gujin. These are all expressed of how the samurai society accepted Gagaku. In this way, Gaku as a music wasn't just a hobby or for amusement for samurai in the Edo period. It had special meaning that was related to Reigaku philosophy, and they practiced that in order to play Gagaku. In many cases, they thought that Gaku wasn't equipment Gagaku, but the two was very alike and related with Gujin and Mingaku. Such attitude and spirituality of the samurai was inherited after the downfall of Edo shogunate. I think this spirituality became the foundation of modern music in Japan. Thank you for listening.